Hi there, I'm back at the Mercedes. I was looking at the ABS the other day. Problem the other day, I found that the sensor that was fitted was faulty. Now the garage that's doing it, has put a new sensor in, and he told me, this was the next day, he told me he fit the sensor and he put the ignition on the car and the ABS light went out. He didn't need to clear the fault code, it was all good. But the day after that, when he was going to take the car for the retest to get the MOT so it's allowed on the road again, the instrument cluster, nothing worked on it. Now what I've done is, well, I can't think it to be anything to do with what I was doing. This is the way I check the wires one side or the other. But I've come back to check it, and what I've found is, I did some research before I came, looked at a wiring diagram. I'll just show you my notes on the wiring diagram. Here's my notes that I've got. Pin 1 ground, pin 4 power. I've got red and black and for those wires. They don't match the colour of the wires on the car, interestingly enough. But the position is fine. See, one is brown. Maybe I've wrote it down wrong. Doesn't matter. So I got the fuse location first of all. Go for the easy one. That is under the bonnet, or under the hood. That is right there in the corner of the fuse box. On this one it's closest to the card, although I thought it was going to be at the front looking at my notes. But it was fuse 28. And that powers this, that's fine. This display here works. If I put the radio on, that lights up. Might not do it now. Yeah, you see, so that one's working. Oh, I better turn the radio off in case it plays music that I don't have copyright to. But anyway, that's working. When we come to this one, I thought it's not giving me many wires, but as it turns out, that's all of the wires. And I'll just show you using this Autel power. It's like a power probe, but it's cheaper. I do have power probes as well. But if we look at this side, I've got the CAN bus wires. I'll just quickly go into them if I can. I gotta put the ignition on. Right, so the ignition's on. Now, see there, we have CAN bus. And we've got it again. I could do it with I'm going to use a graphing meter because this is just a quick guide. This is where this comes in handy. It gives you a quick guide. And then we've got the other, if we turn it over, flip this over, we've got the red and the brown. Interestingly enough, this was all loose, like somebody's been here before. So we got the red and the brown, and this isn't load testing it. I will load test it as well. But on that, I'll put it onto that one so we see the colours. Got the red. Of course the battery voltage will be down a bit because I've got the ignition on. If I can get onto the brown, if I can, there, we've got the ground. I'm going to load test those two and put a graphing meter on the others, but this is what it looks like with this. Basically, if that's working, they're all the wires that go to the entire instrument cluster, so it has to be a fault with the instrument cluster. I've done the thing where you try banging it on the top, still didn't work, so I'm happy to say it's nothing to do with the car. There's no communication, as we can see. No communication. What's that? Communication with the instrument cluster. This is in the engine, I think, this one. Hold on. The wipers work anyway. Yeah, engine. So no communication with the cluster. And then in the brakes, in the ABS, we have, that one is the old fault, which is now stored. That's fixed. And the airbag. So we don't have anything. Oh, the instrument. It's not getting a message from the instrument cluster, CAN bus. But if we've got CAN bus at the wires, on both sets of them, there's medium speed, I think it was medium speed. Yeah, medium speed and regular speed, or whatever it is. Fast speed, high speed, I don't know, but one's medium and one's just CAN bus. So they're the ones on this side, and we have stuff going on, so can't really do that. The only other thing I could do is a fitment test on these wires. I'll turn the ignition off. Try a fitment test with a probe from AES Wave, and I'll see what it looks like on a graphing meter as well, and load test those wires. But that's about all I can do there. There's the load test in there. and we've got almost battery voltage because it's stackable connector. The battery's a bit low because the ignition's on, right? But apart from that, and that one got a slight bit of voltage on the ground side, but nothing too major. Now I'm gonna get the graphing meter to check the other wires. Just take them out. They're there, but they're not a bad fit. So we know the power's okay here. It's gonna look like it's gonna be a dash. I'll just get the graphing meter. I'm sure there's gonna be somebody you could send that away to, and they'll be able to repair it and send it back with a warranty. I'm happy the load side is okay. I'm gonna just check the other side of it, the CAN bus, the 4 wires. So I've got it set up. I'll just show you what I can see on this graphing meter here. There we go, that's the display. I've got it on 1 volt per division, but I've got the middle line is the 2.5 volts, so I've brought that down, so 2.5 to 3.5 volts there. I've just brought that down, so it's actually right. I don't know if that's coming out okay. I'll see if I can change the setting a bit. It's probably made it worse. Go a bit faster, but so you see a bit more of it. There you go. So that's in the first pin along here. Got these 2 brown wires and the 2 green. I'll just make my way along them all. And same idea, I might not show it so that I can do it with both hands and be careful with what I'm doing. But if there's anything that's not what it should be, I'll just show you. I'll show you anyway. So there's the brown wire CAN low. We got the CAN high and the CAN low. Now I'll go to the 2 green ones. And again, CAN bus on the green wire this time. Just got the last one to do, but yeah, they all look good. Don't know if I can do that one-handed, you see. This is all I'm doing, putting this small needle in here and carefully putting it in. I'm not trying to open up the wires, but I don't want to open the contacts is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, we've got CAN low, so we've got CAN high, CAN low on both those, and power and ground, and we've load tested it and double checked with this when I was load testing it as well. But this is okay for a rough idea. One of my 5 tools that I did something a while ago, 5 tools that I carry all the time, but this graphing meter is not that expensive. And it's not bad. The problem is it's only got 1 graph, and you're limited even with that to what you can see. So yeah, there might be better ones out there. Only 1 channel as well. So I've done all the checks that I can do. It's pretty easy because there's not many wires. I thought when I took it off the car I was going to see a whole bunch of wires that it just wasn't showing me on the wiring diagram, but no, that's all there is. And that explains it. We got the power, we got CAN bus, there's nothing working here. Yeah, I suppose I could power up the relevant pins with a power and ground and see if we have any sort of CAN bus coming out of the instrument cluster, but I don't think I'll go that far. It might come out of it, you see, they might send something out of them, that's what I'm thinking, but it wouldn't look right as well if there's not a terminating resistor in there. It could be a fault, a bad looking signal anyway. But yeah, I suppose in theory I could go to, there's only power and a ground, I could power it up, see do we have CAN bus on the other 2 wires, but the 2 pairs of CAN bus wires. But I don't think I'll go that far. It's enough to say we've gone this far. That's a job for somebody else that does the electronic engineering. This is something that I've done a bit of stuff like that, circuit boards, but I prefer to leave that to somebody else where possible. I'll go and phone the garage owner, ask him does he want me to just leave the dash out, because it's not much to taking it out. I'll just show you quickly. That over there, and prise this out. That comes out. And then the surround comes out, but you have to take 4 screws out. That load there comes out next, and the screws go through here. Those screws were all loose, they weren't even screwed in, they were just resting there, not even screwed in at all. So, somebody's been here before I've just been asked to come and do a check and see what I think, and that's what I've done. But I don't see the point putting it all back to send that away. Hopefully there's something interesting on this for somebody, and thanks for watching.